What was that movie we talked about?
Which movie? What movie are you thinking of?
I don't know. Something came up that was weird. It doesn't matter. Weekend at Effy's is back with a whole new adventure because I'm finally back in the wrestling ring. I'm putting up challenges for everybody in the wrestling world. We're getting squeaky with all of our magic, and we're going to talk about the beauty of horses in the field. Weekendateffys.com to sign up for the Patreon. Thanks for tuning in. I don't know. I couldn't remember anything we said. Hi.
Is Lucy joining us?
Yeah, I think she's coming over here. Lucy, are you joining us today? Will you be doing a new segment, a current events segment? Lucy, what's going on in the world right now? Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot. What if we film the Patreon exclusive Final Destination after I go see Captain America at 5:30?
Okay.
Is that okay with you?
That's perfect.
Does that fuck your night up?
No, that's great.
We're going to have that on the Patreon.
I don't have to go see Captain America.
Hey, Red Hulk is in it, and it's a whole new and Sebastian Stan and
you know what I will say?
Wyatt Russell.
I would go see Captain America over seeing Paddington in Peru again.
Yeah, you can hear the Paddington in Peru review. Ugh. I loved it. This is why I'm so sad.
You know what I'm doing right now?
Am I a bad person if I loved it?
No. I'm a bad person because what I'm figuring out is the meanest thing I can put is my 1-star Letterboxd review that's about to come out. If you're on the Patreon, you have access to my Letterboxd.
You have access to my Letterboxd too. It's a private affair. You only get it if you're on the Patreon. And you can do that by signing up at weekendateffys.com. We're gonna have to add ads next week. We have to do it because we have to get at least 3 more people to sign up for the Patreon. If you've been on that fence, have you been waiting? Do you want to hear Subway ads on here? Oh, come on down to Subway. We got a foot-long brookie. It's a brownie and a cookie mixed together. It's a foot long of brownie that you are allegedly supposed to share. Who are you kidding? Okay, so do you want to avoid any more of that? 3 more people. Let's get it.
Ad for the Patreon. If you would like to watch the entire first Final Destination movie with us.
Yeah.
You will have the ability to do that.
I haven't seen this movie since it came out.
I've never seen it.
Okay, perfect. That's great. I saw it. What year was this? Final Destination had to be 2001.
That sounds about right.
First one. Final Destination, first one. 2000. So I'm on the cusp with it. But it is a pre-9/11 concept.
It is a pre-9/11.
Which, did they ever do a Escape to 9/11 type Final Destination? Like, oh, they didn't show up to work that day, but then it's like whoopsie daisy Mr. Magoo kind of hijinks until they get hit by a piano? Or am I being insensitive?
We might be ready for this.
I think enough time has passed.
Yeah.
Now there's a new Final Destination coming out.
What's the movie that ends with the plane going in?
You know James Wong did the first one?
Really? No shit.
Not James Wong. James Wong? Oh yeah, that's all he does. I'm sorry. No, the guy who did Jet Li's the One, and he did the Dragon Ball movie, which is so bad. He did Willard, Black Christmas. This is a different world.
Okay, we will get into all of this on our Final Destination.
We don't want to spill you in
episode.
on too much, but we get a little crazy. And this week's mini-sode, I think, was one of the most absurd full takes. We also get into our movie of the month, Daughters of Darkness. It's wild. I wrestled again for the first time in a while, and I'm figuring out I'm trying to get a new schedule of life going, but I keep waking up and thinking of 100 things I have to do and then not wanting to do any of them. How do you overcome that?
Mars has to unretrograde and start moving a little bit faster.
Yeah.
We're in the valley right now.
Well, I feel the valley. I'm feeling the valley, but I did return to the ring, which gave me a great confidence, and we'll get into that today. But you've never seen any of the Captain America movies?
I think I put one on in the background once, maybe.
Yeah.
I only saw the Avengers where they all die.
Yeah. What about when they killed Thanos?
I didn't see that one. I didn't see
Pretty crazy.
any Thors.
Okay, we talked about that. You're missing out on a great Natalie Portman performance.
I've seen the Ang Lee Hulk.
That's Edward Norton?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think so.
I think so. Yeah, it's not Eric Bana, is it?
It might be Eric Bana.
Is it?
There's like 5 Hulk movies that aren't Mark Ruffalo. Is there a solo Mark Ruffalo Hulk movie?
No.
Really?
No, but he does play a large part
like
in Thor 3 if you watch that one.
I haven't
and
seen
you go to
Thor.
Planet Hulk.
I have not seen a Thor.
You know about Planet Hulk?
I do not.
Pretty incredible stuff. I think that happened in that movie.
What are the other ones?
Which other ones?
I've seen the
Ant-Man?
Michael Keaton. No.
Ant-Man 2 and the Wasp?
I've never
Ant-Man 3 Quantumania?
No. There's 3 Ant-Man movies?
Yeah. There's 3 full feature.
I saw the
Ant-Man
Michael Keaton Spooderman.
Oh yeah, we're with the
Do those count?
With the winged vulture.
Aren't those Marvel?
That's Tom Holland, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it counts.
Okay.
That's in universe for
With
sure.
Zendaya doesn't want to fuck him that whole movie.
Right, but
they
then
still
in
go
the
to
third
prom.
one,
She's like really mean to him. Do you think that's their actual relationship?
no, I think they both treat each other like. I think he's her little precious angel. He's so confused and British all the time that like I can't imagine that. And did you see his video where he got carded? And
no, I heard about it though.
They wouldn't verify his British passport, and he's going, I couldn't buy my own product because I didn't have the correct ID. But luckily, one of the employees scammed it for me.
They cast me as Spider-Man, but really I should be Tintin.
He'd be a great 10-10, but you know who'd be an awesome 10-10?
Make Tintin, you fucking cowards.
Will Poulter 6 years ago.
Ooh.
Would have been a real fun 10-10.
Yeah, that's another one. I didn't do the third Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, it's so fun.
Me
and Dark Sheik saw that one together.
Really liked the first one. The second one was okay. And the third one I turned off when he showed up.
Yeah, but you gotta watch it. You gotta see it.
What are the other Marvel movies I haven't seen?
Have you seen
Is there do they let Hawkeye have a movie?
No, he got his own Disney Plus show with his daughter.
Well, I haven't watched any of these shows.
Oh, Black Widow is one.
Black
and that's
Widow.
going to be the
I've
lead
seen
into
Doctor
the Thunderbolts.
I've seen Doctor Strange 1 and Doctor Strange 2.
Okay, so you saw both. That's good.
I saw Doctor Strange in the theater, actually. I've seen every Iron Man.
Okay, that's a lot. What about the one with Sir Ben Kingsley?
There's 3, right?
Yeah, there's 3.
Third one's the best.
Is it?
Yeah. Shane Black.
Shane Black.
It's a Christmas
who did
movie. Every Shane Black movie is a Christmas movie.
Even Predator?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Can't believe that. Film is marvelous.
It may be set in Vietnam. That's where it's set, right? But it's Christmas time.
Christmas in Vietnam. Well, I don't think it has to be because he did like a renegotiation of it, or he didn't do the original one, did he?
The original Predator?
Yeah.
He wrote it, and then Yes, he helped write it, and then they cast him in the movie. And he was thinking that they were going to let him act, but they actually McTiernan brought him on to do rewrites. It's the only reason they cast him in the movie.
Oh,
and
but
then
he
they
did like a
fast.
recent Predators too, and then he did Nice Guys. Is that what that is?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, another Christmas movie.
I don't think that's a
Kiss,
Christmas
Kiss Bang
movie?
Bang.
That's a Christmas movie.
Have you seen Kiss Bang?
I have seen it, but I don't remember this being
a Christmas movie. Every Shane Black movie is a Christmas movie.
I don't know if this is true. I think you might be stretching on some of them.
I don't think I'm stretching.
Because there's ornaments. It's a Christmas movie?
You know, just like Christ is not a real person and rather
Yes,
a
he
state
is.
of mind, Christmas,
I met him. He's up at that donut shop.
Have you heard this whole thing about Jesus being the first trans man?
That's hot. What a hot concept.
Because there wouldn't have been any, male genetic material to, like, he would essentially be a copy of Mary. And so that indicates
You're
that
forgetting about God's cum, God's seed. What was God laying in it? We're getting real deep
into that verse in the Bible.
Yeah, that's because he came in and he bloated her up with his magic. And the angel showed up with all the eyeballs. 100 eyeballs, they say.
Oh, he did Lethal Weapon? Holy shit.
Wait, Jesus?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
Shane Black?
And it says here that on the set he told Mel Gibson to make The Passion of the Christ.
That's true?
No, this seems like propaganda.
Oh, that might not be true.
He wrote Lethal Weapon. That was the first movie he wrote, Shane Black.
That full writing credits?
Full writing credits.
Okay.
Monster Squad, Lethal Weapon 2, Last Boy Scout, Lethal Weapon 3.
Is Lethal Weapon 2 the one with the toilet firecracker?
I've never Lethal Weapon.
Oh, it's great.
It's Long Kiss Goodnight, Last Action Hero, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. He likes kissy movies.
Everybody likes kiss movies.
But as far as like directed, He directed Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Iron Man 3, something called Edge, a TV movie in 2015, The Nice Guys, and then The Predator, the 2018.
So yeah, he did the remake one.
It was Larry Fishburne doing like a Colonel Kurtz thing, right?
Yeah, that sounds right. And there was a kid for sure.
Oh no, this is the Jake Busey, Keegan Michael Key.
What? I definitely saw this.
Holbrook.
Oh, it's
Thomas
all coming
Jane.
back to me. Hoyt Holbrook?
I've never seen this.
You know
one.
what he played was Johnny Cash, I'm pretty sure.
I've never seen this one.
He played Johnny Cash in that Bob Dylan movie.
That's right.
You haven't seen this one? Wait,
This
is Adrian Brody in this?
Or
not?
Jacob Tremblay.
Yeah, there's a kid.
Alfie
That's what I remember.
Allen.
Yeah, there's a kid.
It feels like there's like a star I'm waiting to see in the cast and I'm not seeing.
You didn't say Adrian Brody?
I don't see him on here.
Keegan Michael Key's a star.
Keegan Michael, yeah, whoa.
Hoyt Holbrook played Johnny Cash. That's a star. He was in Sons of Anarchy. Don't you remember?
I did. I watched it.
He looks like fake Charlie Hunnam. He's like fake Charlie Hunnam.
Jake Busey's kind of a... How did this movie...
Jake Busey, the child
Did this
of
just appear?
Gary Busey. I think it was one of the first streaming
I've seen
titles.
every Predator movie.
This one's good.
Okay.
I liked it.
Okay.
I remember seeing it now.
What was the Adrian Brody one with Lawrence Fishburne?
Predatorial Beatdown. I don't know. No, yeah, that was fun. Different movie than I was thinking of at first, though. But it flashed back into me.
The Predator with Adrian Brody was the first use of AI to modify dialogue because there was a Hungarian accent that he just really wanted to get right.
You're on the... Listen, AI is the future. This whole podcast is AI, right?
Okay.
I'm not here.
Adrian Brody, Topher Grace.
Yeah, of course.
Walter Goggins, Lawrence Fishburne, Danny Trejo, Mahershala Ali.
Yeah. That sounds
Wait,
right. What year is this? 2015?
Taylor.
What?
You know what his character's name is?
No, I don't want to know.
You want to know what his character's name is? Mombasa.
Well, maybe
they just named him after a city in Kenya.
Maybe that's because he was the
named him
boss of
after
that
the
city.
place that I used to vacation and go to the beach when I was a child.
It sounds like a beautiful place.
It is a beautiful place.
Mahershala Ali can be Mombasa, and
there
it's
was
okay.
a guy that just wouldn't wear clothes in like the middle of the main strip that you have to go down, and he would always be there. And so when you're driving to the beach, okay,
you can see his balls.
Yeah, you're gonna the naked guy's coming up.
Yeah, it's like in New York they had that naked cowboy, but he wasn't naked.
He wasn't. This was balls out. Yeah.
Yeah. One time I was getting back to Atlanta and the sun was rising and it was late after a show driving back. And this man, I pulled off the exit and he was just helicoptering that thing. Just as the sun came up over 75 in the Midtown corridor. It was beautiful.
All backlit.
Just backlit, beautiful, swinging it. Swinging in a circle. Welcome home, young man, to Atlanta. And then that one time I tried to leave my apartment in Midtown at like 4:30 in the morning to go to the airport. The man was up at the top of our driveway swinging it. Not the same guy, though. Different cats. This is what you see in beautiful. I love it. Listen.
I do, too.
It's like when we went to the Masquerade the other day, the way we took, we saw some settlements, and I thought it was sick. Like, I don't, I wouldn't want it for me, but it's like, I'm not going to mess with your settlement that you built.
I have a gingy somewhere, but I don't know where it went.
What is a ginger ale. When you're saying gingy, I think of those candies. Have you had them? The gingies?
Yeah.
They're delicious.
Gingins?
Gingins.
Gingins. Do
It's
you not like me
gingins?
saying gingies?
No, I love it, but I wasn't putting everything together. In this moment is when I put it together. Did I steal yours? Maybe.
Maybe.
There's more to be had.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible. It's here. It's cold. It's refreshing. I thought I opened it to eat the rest of my stuffing turkey. Thank you for putting that up for me, by the way. Very important.
Delicious.
It is delicious. Yeah. It's that adobo spice. I'm telling you. When you start that turkey with the adobo spice, you don't overdo it on the veg when you add them, and you let the jalapeno cornbread stuffing really soak up all those juices and that butter. It's pretty hard to fuck up. Truly. As a dish. I'm a big casserole one dish guy. Like, I just don't see the point of cooking multiple things when it can all be in a scoop.
Yeah.
Like, if I opened a restaurant, it would be a scoop-based restaurant. Yeah, like you would pick
call
like
it?
Scoops.
There's probably an ice cream restaurant that has that.
Okay, well, I'll come up with a slightly different version. Scoopies.
Scoopies.
And we can have Scoopy the dog and his friend Carl Brown. Whatever. I mean, we'll make it work. But I'm thinking like, you'd be like, you pay per scoop. You know, you ever go to Chicken Salad Chick?
No.
They got a lot of chicken salads.
Ooh.
And so you can get 3 scoops with the dips, with the chips, the dips.
Yeah.
And you pick the scoops. You want a curry chicken? You want to do a rosemary dill? You want to do the mustard based like southern spice? You can get different scoops. And I'm saying you look macros, you put them and you say, here's our 4 scoops of the day. And then you got to have a dessert scoop. You ever have like, what do they call that stuff that was the pistachio jello fluff with the pineapple in it? You know what I'm talking about?
Ooh.
Hey Siri, what's that pistachio pineapple Cool Whip marshmallow thing with walnuts?
Okay, I found this on the web. What's the pistachio pineapple Cool Whip marshmallow?
Watergate salad.
Watergate pudding is delicious to have at any time of year. It's a simple
But
recipe.
It's named after a presidential crime.
Yes, it's named after the Watergate building.
I think that should clue you into what kind of food it is.
Okay, it's Cool Whip, canned pineapple, pistachios, and marshmallows all mixed together and then cooled for 2 hours. It's the best. You never had this growing up? You never had a Watergate salad on the side? It wasn't even a dessert item. This is an item that you would eat as a side dish alongside Thanksgiving.
It's like it radiates. It's like a radioactive green.
Some people call it pistachio pineapple fluff. Some people call it Watergate salad
this
or Watergate pudding.
was, nowhere near where I would be going on the Thanksgiving dessert menu.
If you saw the bright green fluff of
This
the
is
Watergate,
one of those things that I would see at like church potlucks and go, staying away from that.
this is one of the easiest and tastiest classic desserts you'll ever have. That's what it says right here. You think they would lie?
Abomination.
Will
This
you
is
try
the
it? Would you
Paddington
try
and
it?
Peru of desserts.
If I made a delicious Watergate pudding, would you try it?
no,
No,
I wouldn't.
You're gonna make me eat the whole thing.
Yeah, I would make you eat the whole thing.
Oh my god!
You would make yourself eat the whole thing.
I would eat the whole thing.
Yeah, you would eat
Being
the whole thing.
full of whipped pistachio pudding with pineapple in it sounds like better than sex. Way better than sex. Just feeling those dollops of the cream, the citrusy cream, because the pineapple's eating the dairy. You understand? And so it's creating a higher congeal level with the digestion of itself. And then the marshmallows are getting wet and sloppy, gummy on the outside. And those nuts are getting a little bit soft. Still get a crunch, but you know that nut's been soaking in that cream. Okay? And when you cool it, you lock all that in. So you let it get a little wet. But I'm telling you, there's no better way to get vitamin C in the winter than having a nice Watergate pudding with a good bit of crushed pineapple in there.
So this is obviously an American invention.
Well, yeah, I think it's a Southern American invention. Let's find out the origins of Watergate pudding as soon as we come back with this ad for our sponsor, which is Publix. Publix has all the ingredients you need to make your Watergate pudding this season. Watergate salad origin. Now, I think it's originally based on what is the other salad that's based after a hotel? Waldorf. I think it's a joke on the Waldorf salad. Have you had a Waldorf salad?
No, what is a Waldorf? There's pecans in it?
So, a Waldorf salad, which originated at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York City, is going to be, it's a classic fruit and nut salad. So, yes, this is a play on Waldorf salad, the Watergate salad, the Watergate pudding.
With like
It's
a
apples,
raspberry
raisins,
vinaigrette?
Nuts, pecans usually, and like a real creamy sour cream and like, what's the ingredients here? Apples, celery, walnuts, mayonnaise, grapes,
Oh my
lemon juice,
God.
and salt and pepper.
No.
Yeah, it's delicious. It's perfect. But this is a ploy that was started in the 1970s during, I think, more food crisis times when the fresh ingredients were always there to make a similar cold fruit and nut type salad on a low budget. So you wouldn't try the Waldorf salad either?
No. We're gonna have
Sometimes
we're
I
gonna
go.
have to figure something else out.
You know they sell it in the tub at Publix.
You
They sell it pre-made in the tub. Here's the one thing they add that I disagree with: maraschino cherries. Disagree, 100%. I don't need maraschino cherries. Maybe I do. Maybe I'm missing out. You like having a cherry on your ice cream? Nice little syrupy cherry?
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
You're not seeking out an ice cream
so
sundae?
strong on. I forgot that Rocky Road is not just a bunch of really good, delicious stuff thrown together,
What?
but instead it's marshmallows and nuts.
Yeah.
And I have because it was on sale. I got it. I wasn't thinking. I haven't really touched it. It's still sitting in the freezer. I'm gonna,
Give it a go.
I have already given it a go.
Give it a
I
double stop.
gave it a go.
Okay.
I gave it a go.
All right. What
I
is
gave
it?
it a- I
What's
gave
the
it a
flavs?
try.
What's the flavs?
What's the flavors? Not good.
Rocky Road?
Not good. Not delicious.
You don't
I'm
like
avoiding
the nut
stuff.
fudge marshmallow?
I'm avoiding instead of seeking.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about ice cream. They got new flavors all the time. Okay? Different flavors, different modes, different feelings, different goes.
Yeah. So you won't be upset if we get rid of all of the stuff that you've just described.
What do you mean?
I think there needs to be punishment for this.
No.
stuff.
We're going to have a salad potluck.
I think it needs to go away, or the people that like it need to go away. That's just how I feel
What?
about this.
If I pull up on the couch with a deli tub of Watergate pudding, you're gonna disown me?
I don't know.
Oh my God. It's like a quart. I just want to suck down a quart of the fluff.
I think you can do it on your own.
Okay. Just you don't want to have to look at it.
No.
Or
I'm
smell
not
it,
participating.
or texturally see how it goes in my mouth. You don't even have to chew it if you don't want.
It's
You can
just
just
got
swallow
that
them nuts.
wiggle.
Yeah. You don't like a Jello salad?
No.
You wouldn't eat like a
I would
tuna.
eat, you know what Jello's good on its own.
Yeah.
It's its own thing.
That's it. As one. What about like a tapioca pudding or a rice pudding
No.
with raisins?
No.
Cinnamon and raisins?
No.
Okay. What about flan?
No, absolutely not.
What?
Absolutely
No.
not.
Are you serious?
No flan, no custard.
Did
no.
you never had custard style
Oh, no,
yogurt?
I've had it.
I would like, if you really held me down.
This is not
lie detector test Lady Gaga style. Pudding or custard would be my top food. There's no pudding or custard I've ever not enjoyed. And like, I think this is a fundamental thing we're going to disagree on. But like, I had never even considered people to not crave texturally the feeling of eating custards and puddings and gelatin surprises with nuts.
It's not
in it.
even the texture, it's the taste.
The taste.
Yeah, because I can do like a chocolate pudding.
Okay.
I'll do a chocolate pudding all day
Have
long.
you ever had souse? As some people call it head cheese.
No, what's head cheese?
You cook down the animal's head all the way with its organs. You blend it up a little bit, and then you set it in the stock with the gelatin.
Setting.
And you make a loaf out of it, and you serve it cold.
What the fuck are you talking
and
about?
you eat it on toast with mustard.
What are you talking about?
Souse.
What is this?
You boil the head down.
Who eats this?
I have eaten it many
No,
times.
but who, like, historically, who
The
has eaten
southern
this?
people.
Yes. Remember that there used to be worms in everybody's brain.
But that's why you cook it down so long. It's a long cooking process. It's not like got the fur on it, but like the skin and eyes and everything.
Okay, so just because you do it longer, it's better?
Well, because it cooks it all the way so it's not
Okay.
dangerous. Really? Like a nice country souse? And I'll say, here's the real fun part. It gets cold and gelatinizes.
Just because you give it a fancy name doesn't mean it's...
I don't think souse is a fancy name. I think it's like a
fancy
trash name. You get the souse, you cut it, and then, hear me out, you hot grill it.
I'm not hearing you out.
You hot grill it.
I'm really not.
And then you put the toast on top and you turn it over and it soaks out because the gelatin heats away. So it's just the meat and broth.
You're saying, look, if I cook the turd for longer and then I flip it
turd?
3 times...
Can I show you a picture or are you not going to allow it?
It's fine.
Okay. Okay, this is good. I think this is good. This is the gelatinized souse. I haven't had it in a few years, I would say. But I used to have a place in Tallahassee that was one butcher shop in town at the top of the canopy where you could order by the pound slices of souse, thick slice souse, head cheese. It's delicious to me. I don't know. I love the flavor of the creatures. You know, I was vegan for a year. I was vegetarian for like 4 years, but now I'm like, I want to eat all the parts of the beast.
Wait,
and I
you
want
just like
what?
ran right a vegetarian for 4 years.
Yeah.
What? Why? Why did you do this?
I think because I was a
because you were eating so much head cheese that you had to
weird
repent?
college bisexual, and it was a good way to talk people into having sex with you. You know what I mean? Like it's don't eat meat. Meat, and then they're like, oh, contrarian, and it's like hot. Like this is me self-assessing in reverse.
Yeah.
I don't like. I don't know. I just think I liked being difficult too.
Well, it's true.
Like,
Gemini
I'm not
behavior
eating that.
what
Is
you're
it?
describing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I was vegan for the last year, and I think it was because I was poor too, because I was just like college poor, drinking too much, and so I think after I graduated, I went and had a steak like immediately.
What was your budget alcohol?
What do you mean?
Like, what was your low of the low alcohol, but regular?
There was a beer called Beer 30, and the 30 pack was cheaper than a 24 case of even Keystone, which was great. We would always do the ice beers because ice beers had a higher concentration of alcohol.
Yeah.
And usually they'd have like a 2 for $4 on ice beer tall boys. So like for $8 you could get slattered on 4 ice boys. But it's just like your body taking in ice beer is dangerous. The Four Loko originals really mess things up, but also
my God.
we started adding Ritalin and Adderall and Vyvanse to the Four Lokos, just to be like fuck you. And I think like there was a time I played Flip Cup like 8 hours in a row, which was like a Four Loko Vyvanse bench is nuts. That's insane.
Yeah.
But it was fun, and we were fuck the system. You know, Four Loko is vegan, technically. Kind of. You know, the monks had to shut the Four Loko place down in St. Vincent Monastery, where they also brew Rolling Rock, where they brew Four Loko, because it smelled so bad all over the town where the monks were living. The brewing of Four Loko smelled so
insane.
rancid that they had to like shut it down to like assess how it was going to affect people's health breathing in these fumes. It's awesome. Think about being a monk and you can just smell Four Loko all day, but it's boiling hot. Boiling hot flavor. One of the flavors was like freedom juice or something. Hey Siri, is there a list of Four Loko flavors? You'd go to parties and they'd have 2 pallets of them.
Four Loko is available in a watermelon, fruit punch, grape, orange, cranberry, pineapple, mango, peach, and margarita.
I like that yours is a boy.
This answer is from tasteessence.com.
Alcohol poisoning was a real problem, it says, for the Four Loko consumer. You would get a pallet of those, and I mean, you would just go nuts. That had to be. People don't remember what that was like. 2009, my God, that was a time of great, great sin and tragedy from the Four Loko family.
Yeah. I had during that era, because there was a lot of I had a Steel Reserve.
Oh, I've been through a lot of those.
Yeah. My dealer made, what is it, Green Dragon?
Okay.
Which is Everclear, weed, and Mountain Dew.
Dangerous.
So it was like the infused weed version, but with the alcohol and the caffeine.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of play.
Yeah.
We used to you get the pink lemonade mix, and then you do a case of beer, a handle of Everclear, and pink lemonade mix. So there's no actual non-alcoholic mixer component to it, but the pink lemonade is so citric that you can't taste the alcohol through it. And it would just it would devolve into a sticky house of blackout.
Ooh.
Real.
Yeah, I mean, if you're mixing like Adderall and Vyvanse and other shit on top of that too,
I'm not advising any of this, by the way. I'm just saying, no, I'm a very calm individual these days.
If you don't know, the thing that happens when you mix stimulants and drinking is
Tell me,
you
Peter.
get to drink for way longer, but then when it wears off,
hits, it goes
you shut
conk,
off. Yeah.
Conk. As soon as it drops, you're completely on the floor, crawling like a slug. What a mysterious place to be.
It also leads to a lot of false confidence, and so
a lot of regrettable encounters with people in friendship scenarios.
I was the sleep with someone that I shouldn't drunk, not the fighting kind of drunk.
You can be both and more. Also a kleptomaniac drunk. You know how many fights I was out picking, just psycho style, getting in people's face just to see.
I've been in one fight my entire life.
It's the weird masculine urge to feel getting punched. You know what's coming. You know what I mean?
I don't have that. I don't know.
One time my roommate freshman year, who was a very Catholic boy, left me a railroad safety pamphlet on my computer because he knew I was crossing the railroad to go to 5 Points and then come back at night. And he left that. And then when I took him home for the last time, he left me this long letter about finding my way back to Jesus right before I was going to Las Vegas, which just made me Las Vegas even more. Granted, I was 18 at the time, but it was a really fun time in Las Vegas that was led in part by spite of being told I could not. You could really, back then, 2008, 2009, you could really get away with a bad fake ID in Las Vegas. I'm sorry to the kids these days. They're scanning everything legit now. Yeah. There was a time where the Flamingo wasn't shitty. I used to make
those bad fake IDs.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I had one that was me. I technically turned 21 3 times, I think, based on fake IDs. And the first one I had, I was bearded up and shaved head, and it was a fake New York license. And this guy got it made for me, and it worked everywhere. Incredible. Yeah.
God damn.
Isn't that fun? We're going back in time. We're testing the mysteries of the Lord. We're seeing the future. We're seeing the future through the past. Hey, they're saying that asteroid that's getting worse every day, percentage-wise of hitting us, that it definitely is not going to hit us. So we're good.
Yeah.
We're fine. Like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
They gave me a cone analogy that made sense, and I was like, oh, yeah, like, I totally get it. So cool. You know?
I wish it would, though.
No. I got a lot more places to visit.
I wish it would last year, so I wouldn't have had to see fucking Paddington in Peru.
Oh, that's the real problem these days?
Yeah.
You think it's just a signifier of the times? It did seem very pro-immigrant, though. Right?
Yeah.
They gave a bear a passport and let him come to and from Peru and the UK. It seemed very pro-immigrant.
Again, there wasn't much Paddington in that movie.
Oh, well, he's a bit of a bear on a journey. Remember when he almost flipped the boat? Oh, God, Mrs. Brown, I'm not in charge of the boat anymore. I love him. He was a little... Did you ever see Insidious yet? He was a little bit man in the behind the door.
I haven't seen Insidious.
That's fine. We still have to watch Conjuring 3. Or do we watch the?
We
Devil
watched all the
Made Me Do It?
Conjurings.
No.
Yeah.
So Annabelle,
the Devil made him
Origins, the Devil made him do it. Yeah. And then Annabelle Origins, and Annabelle Comes Home, and then Nun 1, and then Nun 2, and then The Curse of La Llorona, which is like a sidescape. It's still in the universe, technically. With what's her name from Freaks and Geeks? Maybe
Freaks and Geeks.
Scooby-Doo.
Linda
Cardellini. Was she in Freaks and Geeks?
Love her.
Yeah, she's perfect. Yeah, she's in La Curse of the La Llorona.
I've seen Grandma's Boy more times than I would like to.
When they smoke the bong, but they put the flowers in it, but then he teaches them or whatever. Whatever I remember of it, I don't know.
When they drive to the devil's house.
Yeah, they're crazy. Betty White, rest in peace.
We
thought she'd never die because people are stupid. She was hundreds of years old, and they were making her walk around places still. You know what I mean? Like, give her the power chair. Give her the Professor Xavier power chair with the Cerebrus. Where's that? Where's that to help? Common side effects. I'm really enjoying it. I don't want to spoil it for anyone.
Oh yeah. I put it as a recommendation on my news. On the podcast.
Oh yeah,
newsletter.
that's a thing coming.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's an overall newsletter. It seems to include a lot of things. It's good.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
We need that.
It's an umbrella.
Thank you for umbrellaing me. Sign up for the Substack, weekendataffys.substack.com. It's different than the Patreon, which is weekendataffys.com. But this is the easiest way for like all in one place, put the things. Because there is it's very hard to have everything in one place. This is beautiful.
I have been enjoying what I've been seeing on Substack so far. There's a lot of interesting stuff, a lot of thoughtful.
And it's like 4 minutes to scroll the page and read it. You don't even have to read the whole thing. You can do it in 3 minutes, 2 minutes. I don't give a shit. Check it out though. It's beautiful. When is it coming out?
It'll come out when this episode comes out.
Oh, that's great. Yep. What a timing line. weekendataffys.substack.com. It'll come to you. You can check it and you'll learn all the dates. We're going to be
doing these like once a month. It'll go out, probably a little sporadically, but just to keep everybody updated with everything.
By Twinkly.
Lots of stuff that is, I would say it is a perfect companion to this podcast.
And a perfect companion to making love. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so this weekend I didn't really do much. We went to see Paddington, obviously. I chilled a lot.
Questions.
Oh, we haven't even done questions?
Yeah. We're half an hour in and we haven't done questions.
Listen,
We've
y'all.
just been chatting over here.
Listen, y'all. Sometimes that's not on me. I'll just keep going. And you have to interject me. People are nervous to interject me sometimes, but you're not nervous to do that. We were just enjoying the
I
chat.
was just enjoying chatting.
We're just
No,
enjoying
I will
chatting.
I
You
will-
know, a lot of people ask every week, how can I get booked? And then a lot of other people ask every week, how can I support the podcast? How can I ask a question on the podcast? How can I make Peter's life a little easier dealing with the antics of Effy in his life? And it's by supporting the Patreon at weekend@effys.com. Weekend@effys.com is a website that will take you to the Patreon site. Like, it's not even its own thing. It's magic. Sign up for the Patreon, and you too can ask fun questions all the time that I'll forget about until 30 minutes into the episode, and then we'll do them. This will be deep.
Why shouldn't anyone challenge the Grim Reaper to a pillow fight?
He's got a scythe.
Because no one can handle the Reaper cushions.
Oh, Reaper cushions, because it's a couch. That's very silly.
Thank you, James, for that one.
Thank you, James. Reaper cushions.
This is from Pork. It's been on my mind since you said no to the alien egg dildo idea, which was fucking stupid. But I'm glad you said no. Good for you on that, and much love to both of you.
I would like to say there's a difference between a dildo and a vibrator.
There is a difference
I learned
between a dildo
from my friend.
and a vibrator.
Yeah. I also was holding these up to you earlier when you were getting mad about the Christian church, and it's the booby bracelet you got me. Booby bracelet. I love it. Look at that. I got boobies on me.
Do you want to tell them about our kitchen hand soap?
It's okay. So you came home. We're like, oh, I got this thing, and it's full size man penis.
For those of you who don't know, I work at the biggest adult store in Atlanta.
In the world, some say.
Actually, yeah.
Some say in the world. Some say the reputation precedes them.
Yes, it might.
Not at that one though.
Not at that one. Not at that one.
So it's a full man-sized penis erect.
So we've got a lot of backstock that we're working through at the moment, and I've been given a lot of free goodies. I do find it hilarious, though. I have been almost as just a reaction to November of last year, have taken a vow of celibacy that has lasted into this year. And so it is very fun to work at the store and bring stuff home, and like a $300 sex position pillow that you use to help
for my
fix
back
your
pain.
back. Yeah.
It's great for my back pain, and I can have my feet lifted up on it. It's
We have
great.
functional dick soap in the kitchen.
It's beautiful. Functionally, it is mysterious.
But it's in order to get soap, you do have to.
So I worry though that as a gag gift, you give this to someone and they don't have another dildo. Like maybe
I would worry
and then they
about that.
soap their holes, and then it dries out their parts, and then they think they have a soap STI. And I just want to highlight that the best part of this soap is that you brought home 2 of them because you did not choose between the racial divide of black and white of dick soap. These dicks, and this is a real symbolic thing, both of these dicks identically sized, okay? And also Americanized, okay? They got them. And guess what? One of them smells, or do they have the same scent?
No, one of them is scented a particular.
Peppermint
scent.
chocolate, I think.
Yes.
And then the other one's vanilla.
Yes.
You can put it together
Yes.
yourself. But I'm glad you have both. And now we have a backup stock. I did put it in one of the dog bowls because it kept it up flat. Because it's like got the suction cup too. It's like they just used the same mold and said, just do soap this time. And that's fine because it's a great product. And I've been washing my hands. I think it's important to keep you think it's antimicrobial? It has to be. It's soap, right?
It's soap.
But originally soap was just pig fat and lye, right?
I believe so.
But it's washable. It cleans it.
I think.
I
I
it's
didn't
not
look
my
at
job.
the box.
No. I'm talking about in general when they made that soap in the old days.
Yeah.
It works?
Yeah.
Who figured that out?
Somebody figured
Do you think
it
that was
out.
an accident, or you think they were intentionally like, how do we clean these dirty ass people?
I don't know. Like
It had to smell bad in the olden days.
The really stupid thing about like looking at history and then having new perspective on things is that the deeper you look into history, the real movers and shakers were just people doing weird spells in closets and then accidentally like moving stuff into reality.
Oh, well, what are you going to do? What day is it? Okay, good. I got 5 days.
So like I have to imagine that it was some early proto wizard scientist doctor type, when all those things used to be rolled into one thing, that was moving reality along.
The
by
medicine
bringing
woman.
soap, but also probably like talking to a toad about it.
Yeah, but you can lick toads for power.
Yeah,
Or for
just ask
death.
Mike
It's a
Tyson.
risk. Who?
Mike Tyson.
Did he lick the toad? Oh, yeah, he did his toad trip.
Yeah.
Helped him through his anxiety struggles. Or his Parkinson's. It cured his Parkinson's.
That's what he's saying.
That's what Dr. Quinn, the medicine woman,
That's
says.
what happens to people when they do a lot of indigenous-based hallucinogens.
Yeah, fuck
Because they
yeah.
think they can cure everything.
Support
and
indigenous people. You know what I mean?
It's
Do
I
your
don't-
trips with them.
I don't know.
Don't
if
go
you
at it
can
alone.
Cure your Parkinson's with DMT, but
But can you not? Cannot you not?
it's worth trying.
Yeah, I think everything's worth trying. They get into that on that Common Side Effect show. It's very fun. Very exciting.
Okay, this
Mushroom
is from
healing.
Machete Von Kill. How do I get a friend to see how fucking amazing she is and stop wasting her time on dumbass men children that don't see the glorious creature that I do? I'm not legally allowed to shank them or hit them with my car.
Yeah. This one, always a tough one, but they have to self-realize, and you can't be mean to them about it, even though you want to be direct and be like, what the fuck? But you have to just point out things like, did they keep care of you? Did they uplift you? And kind of point these things out. And it might not work. It might not be all there. And I don't know. It's a hard one. That's a hard one.
It does become kind of a like horse to water kind of situation. It's like you can only do so much.
Yeah.
They have to make their own decisions. I do for depending on the dynamic of your relationship, something called grandmother love, I think, is appropriate in situations like this.
What would you define this as?
It's to where you can, from a very loving place, go, well, the fuck are you doing right now?
Yeah.
And, being able to approach that from a manner that is very direct and lets them know, hey, this is definitely something that I think we need to talk about, but still very loving at the same time. But, a little bop on the head from someone that loves you.
Okay. I can see that. But then she also makes some cookies because she's
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that boy is very nice to you. But like harsher, like reality.
Yeah. But like while making the cookies that are, going to.
It's bold.
Because it's something that's based in like Hindu guru traditions. The idea that, you would spend time with someone that would actually break you of the things that you need to get rid of from a very direct, intentional, you are going to learn lessons the really hard way with me, and then translating that down to there are tougher conversations that we can have, that we can, keep loving awareness in the room with us while we're having those hard conversations with people that we do. Because it is ultimately for the good of them, But like, it's all about, actually seeing where people are in the relationship, and paying attention to that. So it's not something you prepare for ahead of time, It's something that you have to kind of speak from the heart.
I think gay men should volunteer more often to take women on dates and let women see how they will be treated by this person who has no intentions of any sexual gratification from the situation. And I've done this before with friends where it's like, let me take you to dinner. And you hold the door, you let them sit first, and you ask them what they want to have, and you don't complain, and you eat it, and you pay the bill, and you thank them for a great night, and you drop them off, and you tell them how beautiful they look. And it's the sneakiest way for girls to find out, like, wait a second, men can behave this way. Now, it has to come from a very pure place, obviously.
Yeah.
But, like, I think, like, if you've got a friend who's been dating bad and doing this, like, gays should be more up to volunteer for, like, let us take her, even if it's two men, or if it's you all go together, you do a little double date, just something to set a sort of precedent of, like, how a man should treat you who is not looking to have sex with you, who notices your outfit and who's excited to hold the door and like knows the restaurant and make sure you're comfortable. It sounds very dumb, but it's also like, I don't think a lot of women have examples sometimes of like what a normal man should treat them like in a romantic endeavor. Like, I'm not trying to go back to like 1950s chivalry, but I'm saying like, if the guy's not treating you like a little bit like you're important to the night and wanting you to, like, it's you're advertising the future of what it's going to be like if you want to come over here and date me. And so I pretty much feel like, okay, if she sees this and then she goes out with the worst dude you know, instead of being like, I don't know, that's just like, that's his culture of being a piece of shit. You're like, I think I can recognize right away what a piece of shit looks like. You know, you don't have to guess.
Yeah.
They have at least some example.
Well, it's like,
I don't want to make it sound like a super nanny, like Make-A-Wish, like we've got to get her the gays.
No, I even think about like being in my early 20s and having a bunch of different like large open social groups to where like there were so many people in my life that one of the realizations that I had early on that I wasn't actually hanging out people that had any, good interested as far as, I was concerned, was hanging out with people, that were new and going, I was treated totally different here. I was treated like a real human being. And this is from like almost a stranger in a way that it was like, this was a very genuine experience. And like, oh my God, these people that are my quote unquote friends. Yeah. I've never had that from them before.
Yeah. Because bad all the time becomes neutrality.
Yeah.
And so you have to like raise it into the positive to go like, no, my expectation of the bare minimum has actually increased. And I'm now noticing by comparison. It's like Albert Einstein said, it's all fucking relative, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you got to see some fucking examples. How big is a mouse? Let me see 100 other things, and then I'll tell you in comparison to the 100 things how big a mouse is. Because if it's the only thing I've ever seen, I guess it's pretty big. I don't know. But a mouse is actually small. But compared to what? What's a germ? A bacteria? Yeah. What's an elephant? What's a great blue giant whale?
It's like we're talking about the real Pluto's cave dynamic kind of thing.
That sounds like a sick man.
Like whatever it is that you see in front of you, whatever it is that you've experienced, that is your experience. Like that's it. Yeah. And it's one of the reasons, like the cliched things that they tell you, like, oh, travel, it'll open your mind, and it's literally just to go, hey, this person over here is doing something completely different. That's an option too.
Yeah. Also going, hey, they eat soup here for breakfast, and actually, pretty smart idea. That fucking kickstarts your day to have a hot bowl of spicy soup. That's the simplicity of the traveling makes you, I don't know, it makes you calmer because you have more to compare to everything. And so give them comparisons. Let them see the deal. Watch rom-coms where they expect a little better. I don't know.
For whatever reason, this keeps coming back up. But when I did that month in Eastern Europe, I got really sick on the travel over because it's long plane ride and then like a 13-hour bus from like Kiev into Moldova. And we were staying with this family in like one of the villages that we were at. And they saw that I was sick and basically did like a 24-hour of eat this, drink this, eat this, drink this. And then I was like, 100%, 110% just back up. And
and you're like, I would have never done
something
this process.
Where I go, oh, I'm going to be sick the entire time that I'm here, and it's going to skew the whole experience. But it was a lot of soup, and it was the only other time outside of Africa that I've killed an animal and then eaten it.
What animal did you pick this time? Okay, that's pretty sick.
Yeah. They brought me on there like, you're going to help with this. And you go,
I think on the killability scale, as far as like human experience, I think a chicken's pretty easy. It's noisy, but it's quick.
There was
you know where to go.
They wanted one of us to do it. And there was a bit of that, hey, let's get the kid from Africa to go do this thing.
Oh my God. The young Kenyan boy.
Yeah, like, so he won't mind.
He won't mind doing a little killing. Now, what was the other animal? Am I allowed to ask?
The other animal?
Yeah.
I would have just been like anything in Kenya.
Oh, okay.
Because that's kind of like a survival
I'm not going to ask deeper.
And then you end up eating whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't want to hear any further. Is it illegal if I hear any further?
I don't know. There's some stuff that is, some stuff that isn't.
Okay, that's fantastic.
I won't talk about my parents' smuggling crimes either.
All right, well, let's talk.
Or my grandparents that were running a
What do you think's the hardest animal to kill?
Hardest animal to kill?
Yeah, if you had to do it.
Snakes are fucking nasty.
Not hard as in difficult, but like hard on the human soul and experience.
Oh, a fucking dog.
Dog is top?
Yeah.
What about a monkey?
A monkey is easy to kill.
Yeah. What about, hear me out, fox?
Fox would be tough.
I think cat's easier than fox. This is a real dark path.
This is a real dark path.
Let's go to the next question.
Let's go to the next question. Holy shit. Okay. What do you think of the new Head Automatica single?
I haven't heard it except for to the side, and I didn't know this was going to be a question. This is a nice run-in. It sounded a little bit 9 Inch Nails.
It sounded like they should have called the band something else, and we would have just gotten
A tri-project?
like third project
Yeah.
from Daryl Pomelo and whoever else in.
I think the
related
quote I said
automatic
was, "I'm
at
glad he's
Glassjaw."
alive." I don't know if I'm glad the song exists, but I'm glad he's alive. It sounded fun.
It
I bet
sounded
it'd be
fun. I'm
live.
interested to hear what the full album is gonna sound
Allie
like.
went to see it live one time on a moment's notice.
I'm really hoping they do a proper tour and not just Warp Tour. That is weird that Warp Tour is a thing.
It
again.
doesn't look great.
No, it really doesn't.
It's fine.
I
I think they will do their own proper tour. I think they could do a small theater tour. I think it's great.
Why don't chickens wear pants?
Well, they're getting murdered now, I guess.
Because their peckers are on their face.
Okay, that's good. Reminds me of that Squidbillies bit where he has to do the cockfighting.
Yeah, I
went deep in on
was
Squidbillies.
not
I'm
feeling
sorry.
great the other night, and I took some cold medicine.
Yeah.
And then I made the mistake of falling asleep on the couch while we
Yeah.
watched The
The
Gorge.
Gorge.
And
New on Apple TV, The Gorge. What secrets does The Gorge hold? Will they fall in love? We've watched a lot of secret rom-coms recently. The Gorge, secret rom-com.
Yeah. It's
A
because I guess
hundo.
that's how you have to make them these days. I watched The Net with Sandra Bullock. I love her so much.
She's so great.
She's
and
so great.
I think she
And
does
we
this
watched
thing.
The Lost City with Channing Tatum.
Sandra Bullock does a thing where she gets a specifically worse haircut than she should.
Yeah.
And she's still really hot.
Yeah.
And I think that's like an important, like the speed haircut, terrible. Honestly, Miss Congeniality, when she's the cop woman deal, terrible, because the whole thing is about the glow up. Do you think she had good haircut in what was it called? Mysterious Island?
The Lost City.
The Lost City. Mysterious Island. What the fuck am I talking about? Sandra Bullock, what was her hair in that? She had bangs, didn't she?
I believe so.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right. What was she doing in the net?
Hacking.
Well, but her hair, hacking at it too?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty bad. But I'm saying, like, she specifically does that thing where she's like, I'm so hot, it's the worst haircut you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, more so than, what Stranger Things, Edward Scissorhands, Winona Ryder?
Yeah.
Yeah, she does that too, but to less effect in my mind. Truly.
That's because she's got such a strong face card that it's a little invincible no matter. Like, she can, Joan
they're
of
both
Arc
flexing.
look like fucking shit, and you're still like, God damn.
I'm handling the Red Hulk right now. I'm doing a Red
The
Hulk
Red-
viewing later. Captain America, the Red Hulk. Sorry. And then I've got to go to North Carolina tomorrow, and that's going to be very fun. Poor Joey Janela has to get that serious surgery for serious, very rough time.
Mhm.
But I'm taking his bookings.
What's the surgery he's getting?
Well, he tore his bicep, so they're going to have to put cadaver parts in to re-stretch his bicep out and attach it.
So that's kind of cool though.
He's going to have real cadaver
He's gonna
parts.
have real cadavers.
Bionic Janela, the bionic bad boy. That shirt needs to be double arm flexed. Is there a way to support? I'll retweet. I'll support. I love Joey Janela. He'll be back stronger than ever. Cadaver parts are going to make him so powerful.
I've been getting real into the Doughboys
Yeah,
podcast this
yeah.
past week, and Joey Janela pops up quite a bit on that podcast.
That's fantastic.
like he's done
I bet
multiple
they've been to
episodes.
some shows. I bet they've seen some
I
things.
get the feeling that they must be wrestling fans.
Yeah.
I'm sure that comes out a little bit more on the episodes with
Are they
wrestlers.
Jersey based?
They're California based.
Oh, so he's probably doing it when he's out West Coast.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right, Dough Boys. Well, let's talk about Dough. Get Effy to come talk to you so Peter will validate my fame and celebrity, because that would be the way to do it. That would be the way to validate my fame and celebrity, by letting me tell you how much I like different foods. It's all fast foods.
Yeah, it's fast foods.
Let's talk about
yeah,
Cookout.
It's chain restaurants.
Let's talk about chain restaurants.
Chain restaurants.
Do they have Cookout on the West Coast? No. They do have Jack in the Box, which truly... What did Joey talk about? What did they get with Joey?
He did Chili's.
Oh, yeah. And I told you about the one time me and Joey and Speedball had Chili's in the O'Hare airport. And we confused her so bad with the bill trying to get on this plane. We were coming back to the Atlanta show, and Speedball was so worried that we wouldn't make it in time for him to learn the Thriller dance for the Michael Jackson match, that he was calling separate matches in his mind that he could do. He's incredible. Like, what an incredible professional wrestler to have all these options. But he was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to learn the Thriller dance in time. So I want to make sure I have other options to build around that. What a genius. What a true form genius. Can't wait to see where he ends up. It'll be wonderful. Ricky Starks is done with AEW, and Ricky Starks, the name is done. He's officially signed to NXT as Ricky Saints. So it's all behind me. And I just want to say, like, I'm not going to reveal anything else because I've already gotten enough flack for this, you know. But I want to say, like, be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. Like, congratulations to Ricky Saints. Just remember, just remember, it all worked out. It all worked out for Ricky Saints, for WWE, for Effy. I think I'm the champion. Okay, hold up. Do we have more questions?
We don't.
Okay, good. Because let me get right now. I'm trying to book this brunch, and WWE keeps pushing their fucking WrestleMania time forward, so it's making it hard. Because I got to tighten the show, and we've got so many fucking people booked, and people are still hitting me up. It is eating away at my brain, and it's taking longer to get the graphics than I want. And also, I am scatterbrained as fuck in the middle of February. And so trying to get ahead of this stuff is not easy for my brain. But I'm doing my best. I'm trying to manage it all. And GCW has been wonderful in that aspect a little bit. But why am I seeing all these Mance Warner matches being announced? And yet, Effy has defended the GCW title against Connor Mills, against Cara Noir, creating another fucking... Every 3 months, I fucking trend nationally for doing something. Yeah, I suck some baby eggs. Okay? Defended it against Noah Vale at noon in Indianapolis. Defended it against Dylan McQueen this week at a Drive-By Truckers Classic City Wrestling co-event after the Drive-By Truckers sold out 3 nights of a residency and then brought their fans and wrestling fans together and then learned Goodbye Yellow Brick Road and performed Me to the Ring, which I found out about that day when cool lead star Magic Man of the Drive-By Truckers, Patterson Hood, filled me in that they had learned the song. He said, sorry, I'm not singing in a higher key. And I said, brother, you're doing the best version I've ever heard in my life. Never had a band play me out like that before. It was incredible. It was monumentous. They played songs in between the sets. Got to work with Dylan McQueen, who's as hungry as ever, who's ready for wrestling. I have to be careful, Peter, because I'm so deep in what I've learned and been through and done in wrestling. This was another issue we had the other day, which is I'm talking with the head booking committee over at GCW. Where's Effy going? What's Effy doing? What's next for Effy? And, you know, I've got some pretty hardcore matches lined up. I've heard a few things that are going to be coming out probably by the time this podcast hits that will fill in the blanks on that I'm very excited about. They're going to show a side of Effy that hasn't been out since probably last June. A little bit more vicious and crazy, a little bit more risky, probably a little more bloody. And I think it'll be very good. But I can't help but think I am constantly the top of the press for GCW. I'm constantly defending this belt. This will be tomorrow in North Carolina at XWW, the 4th promotion that I have defended the belt out. I'm not even sure of what the setup is at Graphouse, but if we have to do a belt versus belt, I will do it. And it'll be the 5th promotion that I've defended this belt at since in 35 days that I've defended the GCW Heavyweight Championship. So all I'm saying is what's next for Effy is whatever Effy has put in front of Effy, Effy will conquer and destroy and use all methods to defeat it. But whatever is expected of Effy to do or be or respond to or want to talk about, that's out the window, baby. Right now, its only focus is the match. Effy is the it's there. Its only focus is the match. We'll come out, we'll do some meet and greet, we'll charge money for meet and greets. This is a world champion. It's a world champion who defended it in France and England and Indianapolis and Las Vegas this weekend and North Carolina and Georgia. And will defend it in Los Angeles and Phoenix, Arizona. And will defend it in Atlantic City, New Jersey and in Gainesville, Florida at Fest. We're just like nonstop going to be putting this belt on the line. And I'm not going to sit here and demand respect, but I am going to say, if you're paying any fucking attention, all Effy's doing is getting press because they care about what I say about stuff. All Effy's doing is raising the profile of this belt like an indie classic across the board. Any place that wants to have me defend the belt, I will defend the belt. It's a world championship. Just heard some news about some other countries I'm going to be going to. I'll be in Canada 3 times. I'll be in Canada 3 times in the next month. So we're going to defend it there too. This is nonstop. This is crazy. This is what it's about. I mean, we're talking about, they should have me do a little dance in front of the Luxor just because they want to promote the Big Gay Brunch in Las Vegas. I guess it would be at the Palms. I don't know why the Luxor would have me do a dance. I just think about the pyramid and how cool that is. You know, the bigger pyramid is the Bass Pro Shop in Memphis. It's a bigger pyramid than the Luxor. Did you know that?
No.
It's the third largest pyramid in the world. The Memphis Bass Pro Shop. Hey Siri, what's the third largest pyramid in the world?
You know, we used to have a pyramid.
Oh, maybe it's the second largest.
Also located in Mexico.
Hey Siri, what is the ranking of the Bass Pro Shop pyramid in size over the world? That was a terrible way to ask that.
Okay, I found this on the web for what is the ranking of the Bass.
Is it picking me up as your voice, or does it just mix us together now? Are we starting to sound the same?
I don't think it's
so.
voice recognizing. I also don't use Siri ever.
Oh, so maybe my Siri.
Like,
is
I don't
your-
even have it on my phone.
Why aren't they
active,
able to
whatever.
just tell me?
Let's just say it is.
It's the largest pyramid in the world, in the whole world, and the Luxor's not as big. That's all I really had to say about it.
Yeah.
But what I was getting to is, however Effy does whatever Effy's doing, the expectation that I'm going to shift who I am or shift the attitude or not be a fiery fuck just because I don't have some main villain in my life right now. The story of Effy, what's next for Effy, is obviously whatever you throw in front of Effy, Effy's going to eat it up and continue to show you that you have underestimated the level I'm at for years. The Memphis Pyramid is the 10th tallest pyramid in the world. Wow,
Okay.
losers. God, I thought it was more than that. That is an incredible feat of marveling that they were just like, Memphis, Tennessee, we're going to have us a big pyramid
Do they
full
know how
of
they
fishing
built
and
it?
hunting. Do they know how they built it?
Yeah.
Well, they have cranes now. Cranes. It was. Some say that the ancient gods who had different animal heads were helping them. Some say there was an enslaved people.
That's evidence
That Moses set free.
The aliens had to help him build the Bass Pro Shop pyramid.
Who's to say they didn't? Who's to say we can't see the aliens hiding amongst us, the lizard people amongst us? Welcome to the conspiracy zone, right?
I don't know. Fuck.
Could
David
be.
Icke.
All right, but here's what I want to say too. So I'm also thinking, you know, Las Vegas is a big show. I want to defend the belt if I still have it at the show. I don't say if I still have it because I don't think I won't. I say if I still have it so that y'all don't get in a hiffy. Because the fact is, I will have it as long as I feel like having it. I'm crazier than you think. I will defend it by any means necessary. If I have to suck eggs out of a man's mouth and spit them back in to get a win, guess what, baby? Easy pickings. Love it. If I have to fucking almost break my leg and then find a way to pin a big-ass fucking British man, I'll fucking do it.
Is that a shirt? Spit him in to get the win?
Spit him in to get the win with the eggs. Effy Sucks Egg shirts now available at a reduced rate on the website. Small to 5X. Did you know that, Peter? EffyLives.com/merch for more. Crazy. Who are the challengers that are going to be interesting money matches for Effy that have not happened yet? I put out a tweet yesterday just asking, like, what's next for Effy? What do we do with Effy? What are the dream matches for Effy? And a lot of people, here's my favorite thing, Peter. Who do you think a lot of people were saying?
The Rock.
Themselves.
Oh.
This is where I'm at.
I
all
think
right?
you should fight The Rock.
I have created such a dynasty. I should fight The Rock, but I'm not doing it unless it's in Fast 12. I would like to be cast for Fast 12. I would like to play. I'll play the dumb jester that like is Tyrese's underboy that gets roasted all the time. I don't care. But I'm going to have one sick moment where I really bring myself in handy for the team, where they've counted me out. And that's all I'm asking for. Thank you, Vin Diesel. Thank you to The Rock. A little more thank you to Vin Diesel because I know the politics of this. And they all suggested themselves, which to me isn't bad. This isn't a bad thing, but it lets me know the dynamic of where I stand in this business, which is as something to prove yourself against, to gain legitimacy, or to be validated as a professional wrestler. You have to go through Effy, right? Some people are going to hear this and go, that's absurd. I'm not some people. I know the truth. The fact that you would want that match to happen for you is suggestive of the fact that there is something that you gain from even being near Effy. You don't think you're going to beat Effy.
Everybody
not in the year
thinks you're the
2025.
threshold guardian.
I am, which means that the big money matches are people wanting to prove themselves against me and not me going to prove myself against something else. Myself is proved, right? I would love for someone to disprove it, but we are going to have to do some sort of big marquee match. And my brain is going in many different directions. Obviously, I'll be at spring break in Vegas. I'm going to also be at Progress the night before. There's a few other things I'm doing, which have not gotten into public air yet, which is fine. But what I am going to say is whatever we decide to do at spring break, whatever we decide to do at Big Gay Brunch, I think I've got 2 very hard defenses waiting for me. I think I've got a big time main event feel for at least the Big Gay Brunch. I don't know where it's going to fall in the spring break card. It's always a wacky, crazy card. No shade taken. It's just like you have Dr. Wagner Jr. and his 2 sons in a trios contest. Like you don't know where you're going to fall in the card. These are like legends on legends showing up. Sabu's doing his last match. I don't know the state of Joey Janela for that.
Dr. Wagner Jr.
Dr. Wagner Jr. Yeah. Are you familiar?
No.
Have you seen this man?
No.
Why don't you look up Dr. Wagner Jr. and see the hottest Mexican daddy?
I think you're making this up.
He's the hottest Mexican daddy. He wore a mask for his whole career, and now he's a Mexican daddy with a beard. You're going to love that you found out about Dr. Wagner Jr.
Oh.
Yeah. So he has sons that are also wrestlers. Wagner Jr., Wagner the Third, Wagner Jr., and then who's his other big thick son? He did a bunch of shows with us. He's great.
I like that GCW puts their stuff on IMDb.
Yeah, of course. These are roles. I played a major role in many of these pay-per-view events.
Who puts these up?
I don't know. There's some guy named, I think this guy's name is Travis, and he does it all.
Okay,
but it's the same thing as like
for...
a cage match where like there's someone filing all of these shows on cage match. Sometimes I work shows where like cage match people don't pick up on them right away, or because they have a later reveal date, the matches don't show up right away. So there's like matches missing on there. And so like when it says my total matches on cage match, it's like not really close. Like I would say it's probably hundreds off because there's so many matches that I've done in my career that were not like of the level of being recorded to cage match by someone.
Right.
You know, which like no foul, no shade. I got paid. I don't need a whole fucking memory bank spreadsheet of it to know that like I was able to pay my bills.
But you secretly want the data.
I want the data for sure, but it's also fun to like, if Brad will be like, oh, have you faced so-and-so before? I can literally type it in and find out if I have.
Yeah.
If I'm, and you're going, you won't forget a match, darling.
Yeah, I'm
Those
sure.
cheeseburgers said I have every match I've ever done written down. And I said, I've met some of them again in real life and forgotten I'd ever been in a ring with them. So it's just like, no shade to anyone, but like, I don't know, there's been a lot of matches.
Was like, I was watching some Kevin Smith thing recently where he's on some like Alec Baldwin hosted game show, and he was like, nice to meet you, Kevin.
Was it Match Game?
And I believe yeah. And he was like, you were in a cartoon I made. You were in the Clerks cartoon. He goes, oh, well, that was very Hollywood of me.
Nice to meet you though, Kevin. Of course, I recorded that on my own. So, you know, I don't know who that person's going to be yet. And like, I welcome suggestions, obviously, but I want to test myself against the best. And some part of me says maybe somebody I've already even announced is a person who is a valid challenger for it. And maybe that's a bigger name match than me seeking some outside validation or outside party and thinking that paying them big bucks to show up and fight me is going to, you know, increase our ticket sales. We're trying to figure out what that balance is. Cause like, it's already very expensive to run a show in Vegas. It is under a time limit. It's a wrestling show. Like it can't be 7 hours long. There's other stuff going on in the day. I want to highlight the best of the best out here. And I want to highlight myself against the best of the best because it's only in the last few of them have I gotten a little greedy about the matches I take. And it's been very fun to do that. But also, you know, you got to do a cost benefit analysis of everybody coming through the door. And you got to do a cost benefit analysis of, can I raise someone's profile that's going to want to work with me in the future or going to be around for other shows that we're doing that, you know, we can extend it even more into something else. So that's what I'm thinking. That's my thought process. That's where I stand. I'm really excited to keep defending the belt. It's, it holds, the weight of it holds the same as the Fest belt. And so I would hold the Fest belt a very particular way, which was very, it's with me and I'm not with it. And I'm doing the same with the GCW belt. And I think I'm trying to make the point of like, I am holding this as the accessory to what Effy is.
Right.
And it's important and it's validating and it's cool, but it is not making Effy I'm going to make you with it by even letting you come near it and building a prestige on this belt that is actually, layered within wrestling as the whole. Somebody asked, they have a new belt coming out, a men and women's, which already we're like,
wait, they invented a new kind of belt?
It's a new kind of belt. They have a men's and women's title, which already lets you know, like, we're already in 2007. The WWE ID Championship to be defended out on the indies. And I think that as the GCW World Heavyweight Champion, as one of the belts that is defended most prominently on the indies, for you to come in and want to validate your belt, I think it has to go through Effy. And, if you want to make special precautions and special weights around how you want the match done, that's great. But to have a belt that is to be held and defended on the indies, obviously amongst your WWE ID people, but that limits things down a good bit. You want to have opportunities for people to show themselves against the belt. And I think it validates it in a way where maybe having that WWE ID Championship on the line with Effy in a ring is crazy to you now, but it could actually lead to this becoming a more accepted independent championship that you're seeking it out to be, so that you can validate these people to give them enough to move into a full-time role with WWE. I'm sorry. They come through me when their careers go down. They come through me when they need to pop up again. They come through me when they're looking to talk into contracts. They come through me when they want the next step. And that's fine, but they always don't step through me or step on me, but they come up against me. They have to deal with me, and they have to deal with me as a mirror of a challenge of themselves. Effy is not anything you expect. Effy does not follow the rules you follow. Effy doesn't have the same people monitoring his behavior that many of you are hoping to have. And because of that, it really is a true independent test and an adaptability test of seeing if you're kind of up for anything wrestling can throw your way. I think. How's that sound?
Yeah, I love it.
It's wet. It's wild. I'm going to go wrestle a bunch this weekend. I'm going to wrestle JP Lehman. You saw that one? That guy did a promo that was great.
Yeah.
He found this interview of me being just a cunculous piece of shit. And talking about doing white collar crime and talking about needing my bills paid. And all of it was valid in how I was feeling at fucking midnight after the show in Tampa that I'd been at all day after driving. I think it was okay for me to be in that zone. And I think people understand having those days where you are a little bit pointier than usual. And that's where this interview was. And I love that he found that interview and shaded me with it. I think it's beautiful. Then Saturday at Graphouse, obviously this will already be out to the general public. Me and Lazarus. I think there's another belt on the line, Graphouse belt. But it's going to be fun. Be in Vegas before Vegas. I think it's my last stop to Vegas before the great WrestleMania Redux alert. We'll get into it. There's a lot. There's everything's coming up. Let's jump back into the fires. We're about to be on full schedule again. What a rest, what a time for me to just be anxious at the house for a while. I have to remember as a Gemini, I need to move. I need movement. There's nothing wrong with movement. And if that's what I've got to do to get back in the groove, that's what I'm going to do. I'm ready to groove, ready to defend, ready to wrestle, ready to fly again. I think it's safe now. Right? They say you better start doing stretches if you're sitting in the emergency row. Weekend at Effys.com to support the Patreon, ask questions, get the minisodes, get extra footage, vlogs, fun, dog content, and discounts on merch. Who would have thunk? Weekend at Effys.com for more.
And sign up for the Substack.
Yeah.
Of Our Home to Yours.
Weekend at Effys.substack.com. It's just going to be a quick little read through of everything going on. You don't want to miss out on seeing me or miss out on an opportunity to learn some new fun facts or see these dogs be playful. It'll be great.
It's fun. It has lots of links to stuff that we talk about in the podcast, stuff we don't talk about on the podcast, all kinds of things.
And a picture of Delphine Seyfried. You got to add that in now.
Yeah.
She's the vampire.